Hi, Kay Wallace, the Tools to Connect, and DNet Strategist. I'm doing another quick video today about another way to avoid that snake oil web designer. So last week I was doing a workshop in Ventura County for 15, 20 business owners there. And we were talking about websites and how to avoid that. Now, the entire audience was giving me all the pitfalls that they've been through and the mistakes and all that. And I went, yeah, I've got those covered. And my handout that actually I'm going back for the second part of the series tomorrow, and I'm going to give them the handout so they'll have all the questions. But I wanted to kind of give an additional video today to talk about something that seemed to be a very prevalent issue. So I want to talk about alt tags. What do that mean? Alternate tags. So all of you have a website that you put pictures on. And we know pictures and graphics, they're very important. And so, especially for some business, if you've got an interior design business, if you have, the visual ones, I won't go into examples, you know who you are. Well, you're giving all of these photos to your web developer, designer to upload, but all they are just that, photos. What needs to happen is they need to have text attached to those photos. And here's why. Have you ever been to Google, just in general? Go to Google, Google something, and you see whatever it is you're Googling, it says images for whatever it is you Googled. Those are images that have text attached to the image so that can be indexed by Google. So let's take this back to your website. This is why it's important. Every photo needs to have text attached because Google can't read a JPEG. They can't read a photo. Google cannot, or any search engine cannot index a photo. That's all it is. It's just a photo. So it has to have descriptive text when you do that. Now, I ran into this situation yesterday where on this particular business's site, it said 10 of the 14 photos had alt text or alternate tags. 4 of them did not. But then when I went to look at what that text was attached to the photos, here's the interesting part. You want to make sure they're descriptive enough so that it can show up in search results. So in other words, let's say, and same thing with a video, if you want your videos to show up. So if you want a blog post with a photo or photos on your website to show up, and let's say you have a photo of your office, and it just says, our office, and that's the description. Think about that. Who's going to Google our office? Does that make sense? So you want to make sure that the descriptive text for the photos that you're putting on there, they may or may not have anything to do with the photos, but you can get indexed for multiple things. For instance, if you're doing, I have a lot of clients that do a lot of community service work. Well, okay, if you're there with the president or whatever, CEO of a chamber or the Boys and Girls Clubs or whatever nonprofit you're involved with, community service you're involved with, make sure you put them in there so that can get indexed. Put their name in there. Put your name in there. Put your company name in there. So use those as keywords so that you can be that photo and that image can be indexed by Google. Now, I will tell you that you don't have a whole lot of text to put in there. I believe, and somebody's going to correct me because I'm probably wrong, I'm not the website guru, I believe it's 70 characters that it's going to read. So that's where you need to be very specific and very sure about when you do alternate text for photos. Don't leave it up to your web designer unless they're doing SEO for you. You make sure you want a description in there that's going to have something to do with your business so that that image can be found and attached to your website. So that is covering something. When you have a website, developer builds your site, ask about those alt tags, or they know. I've run across a few that when you say alt tags, they say, I have no idea what you're talking about. If they tell you that, I'm just going to tell you to run, because they probably don't know. They're probably not going to be the best fit to build you a website. So anyway, that's another question of how to avoid a snake oil web designer. Kay Wallace with Tools to Connect, DNet strategist, and we will talk soon.